Super Saiyan 4 Vegito by Demoniacal Fit. Now, or Demoniacal Fit. This figure, usually I start off with accessories, but we're going to talk about aesthetic real quick because I feel like this is the weakest part of this figure. And you might be thinking, like, what's weak about it? There's a couple things. The first thing being that he's a bit too slim. That's the least egregious thing about this figure. He's a bit too slim. Super Saiyan 4, any Super Saiyan 4 form is usually a bit more muscular, and they might even get a bit taller. I have like a GIF somewhere on the screen playing, but they might even get a bit taller. But also, another thing, if you look on the back of this figure, like up to the neck, I'm going to put a picture up of this. Like the fur texture doesn't go all the way up to his neck. It's like the top of his back is missing the fur. I don't know why they did that. Also, another thing that is, let me change the light a little bit so y'all can see. But if you look at the pants, and it looks all right on camera. But if you look at the pants, the bottom has shading, and then the whole top portion, like where the thighs are, it's like they said, "Yo, put it out, put it out." Or they ran out of paint, and they was like, "You know what? Forget it. Just put the figure together, and that's it." But those are the three most important things in terms of the aesthetic where I feel like it's lacking. Okay, so kicking it off with accessories. Super Saiyan 4 Vegito comes with 4 different face plates. One smirking face, one gritting teeth face, one serious face, and one yelling face. Now, one thing I want to note is that all the paint is cleanly painted. However, as you can see, the face doesn't really match with the neck tone. It matches more with the chest. The chest and face match. Doesn't really match with the neck too much. Now in real time, it doesn't look quite as bad as it does in his photos, but it's definitely something to note. Okay, so for hand accessories, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito comes with fist hands, open palm hands, grabby hands, and one Khmer hand. He also comes with one open palm hand with a hole in it. And basically what that hand is for is if you have the accessory that came with Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, whether it was from Tamashii or Demoniacal Fit, for the final Kamehameha, you can plug it in there, but it doesn't come with this figure. He also comes with one thumbs up hand and one face grabbing hand, as well as one instant transmission hand, and the last of the hands, you get a karate chop style hand. However, this karate chop style hand is more for the next 2 accessories. Okay, so for the last 2 energy accessories, we get, of course, this energy sword, which Vegito is well known for, and we get another effect. Now, that last hand accessory where he has the karate chop hand just slides straight into the energy sword accessory, but he also gets this, an energy slashing effect. Now, the only downside to this effect, as sweet as it is that it's too heavy for him to hold up. So if you're going to pose him with this effect, you're going to have to get some sort of a stand to hold his arm up, because his arm is not going to be able to hold the weight of this plastic. This plastic is relatively heavy for this figure. But other than that, the accessories are bomb. This is a dope accessory, and it's coming from a third-party company too, so you can't really get much better than this. Okay, kicking it off, looking up, he can go about that far only because his hair is hindering it, and it came out before the Super Saiyan 4 Goku with the articulated hair by Tamashii, but that's not really my job to figure out the engineering. That's on them to figure that out. So, whack. Looking down, he looks down about that far, which is decent. Swivel side to side is fine. Tilt is okay, I guess. Double jointed elbow works like a dream, and wrist hinge and swivel works fine as well. Bringing his arms across the chest, pretty good. Going back, not so much. 360-degree rotation with the arm, and top bicep swivel. This part is going to be quick. Front to back, pretty much nothing. Side to side, pretty much nothing. So that's both terrible. Side splits is pretty passable. Front to back splits, perfect. Ankle rocker is pretty much useless. Leaning down, leans down that much. Going up, pretty much nothing. And a toe hinge, god damn, it was stuck, but there you got a decent toe hinge, I guess. But and all, not very good. For his tail, it's basically just going side to side. It just swivels. It technically can flex out like this, but I'm not even sure if that's intentional or if it's just, I don't know. But either way, even if you wanted to keep it like that, as you can see, it just drops back. So, not very good. Alright, Future Bombastic here, and I forgot to mention that Vegito comes with an extra bang hairpiece. I couldn't find it, so I just went on with the review. But yeah, that's the one thing I missed. Well, this figure stands about to the tip of his hair, 6.5 inches tall. Here is Super Saiyan 4 Vegito next to a couple of other figures. So before we get into my closing thoughts, as usual, ratings. For articulation, 7 out of 10, barely limited, feet suck, core sucks. For accessories, 9.5 out of 10. Now I took off half a point because I feel like the swiping sword effect and the regular sword effect, I felt it was a bit redundant. It would have been nice to get like maybe a Kamehameha blast effect, but maybe, well not maybe, if you have the premium blue Vegito from Bandai, you could take the Kamehameha effect and use it with them, I suppose. And last but not least, aesthetic. 7.5 out of 10. It's not a bad looking figure by any means. It's just, there's certain things that are like why is this like this? Specifically the fur on the back and the shading on the pants. The bulkiness is not, it's something that you could get past. That being said, overall rating for this guy, objective rating, 8 out of 10. Overall subjective rating, I'll give it a 7.8 out of 10. Definitely a solid figure. It's not horrible by any means, but it's just, you know, it's cool. It's like an average release. It's not anything special. It's not the bee's knees. It's not something that you must go out and get. Good news is, if you've watched this review and you still want to get this figure, you can still pick them up at 5ktoys.com. They're still in stock. This figure never went out of stock from what I could see. So take that as you will, because a lot of other figures have gone out of stock, like the Ultra Instinct Omen figure. Anyways, with that being said, I'm just rambling. This has been Bombastic Plastic. Don't do anything drastic and stay fantastic.